Jay.
All right, Ernie, thank you for that. It's Boston ball here, and we got a foul as Derek White hits the deck. Jason Tatum falls down trying to pick up a foul now. I think he may have rolled his ankle as he was going down.
Well, he shot the ball after the foul was called. Horford's upset. He thinks there's extracurricular activity. But look, Tatum decided to shoot the ball, and Bam Adebayo decided to contest the shot all after the foul was called. There's the foul call. It's already over. Tatum's going to shoot it. You're not going to let the guy. Yeah, but the foul's already been called. You're not going to let the guy just get a warm-up shot to get ready for the next one. I don't think there's anything there.
Well, the story is the fact that Tatum landed on Adebayo's foot and rolled his left ankle.
Hey, to me, Jason Tatum doesn't need to be shooting that.
See the hostile act occurred after the defensive foul was called.
So John Goebel, a veteran of 8 NBA Finals. His brother Jason officiated Game 3. Miami is surging right now. They've had a pair of 7-0 runs.
Well, there's the foul call. The play's over.
Play's dead.
Now Tatum wants to warm up and get into a rhythm. To me, that's on Jason Tatum. You don't want this, then don't shoot the ball.
And regardless of what happens here with the adjudication of this play, Tatum is in some pain over there with that left ankle.
Yeah, and I'm sorry.
After review, the dead ball contact by Adebayo has been ruled a flagrant foul, penalty 1. Additionally, the dead ball contact by Horford by bumping Adebayo has also been assessed a technical foul.
Okay, so they're going to add a tech to Horford as well, but that is elevated to a flagrant 1 on Bam Adebayo. There'll be some discussion about that one.
Yeah, so now Miami is going to shoot the first technical here. And then we will have Jason Tatum shooting at the other end, and it will be Boston ball. This is not a flop. This is not a flop. He legitimately landed on his foot. I just don't know why he has the right to shoot that warm-up shot.
And that's the foul. That's the tee on Horford coming in late with a bump on Adebayo.
I think those are both play-ons. I don't think there should have been any penalty, but that's Stan Van Gundy from the 1990s.
And Adebayo giving the universal sign for the flop.
To shoot on an ATO.
14-2 Bucks run. This is top into the corner. He traveled.
But you notice how the ball and the pace has slowed down. So,
boy, look out. Toppin and Beverly have to be separated right in front, almost in that bench area for the Bucks. Boy, we saw tempers flare in Indiana in Game 4 with the Portis ejection.
They're going to obviously have to review this, but if you're Obi Toppin, that's commonplace there. You're going to always get taunted when you're in front of the opposing bench, especially when you make a mistake.
We're also checking to see if anything else happened. We need a hostile act.
You heard Scott Foster, so the travel on Toppin, and then they're trying to determine if there was a hostile act. You see this all the time from Beverly trying to get it back. Toppin didn't appreciate it, and there you go.
Toppin sucks!
Now, they set a tech on Toppin. They could also get a delay of game there. And again, I'm not upset at Toppin other than a little bit of a push there.
Right, Greg, you're right. So technical on Toppin, and then they're trying to determine if there was a hostile act.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's...
Yeah, that... kind of the extension, the shove from Toppin.
And I tell you what, good job by the Bucks bench. Nobody really looked to escalate that situation, which is really important. You're already shorthanded, and it's always best to let the cooler heads prevail in those situations.
Look at Beverly thinking that they're going to let him inbound the basketball. Yeah. As Scott Foster, all that playoff experience.
Here's the call from Foster. Player engagement. Toppin's actions were above board. He'll be assessed a technical foul. There'll be no further penalties.
I think
So
that's
just
the
the
right call.
tech on Toppin?
That's fine. Listen.
Well, you expect that Bam Adebayo will try to add that to his game significantly going forward next year.
That's going to be an offensive foul. Brown goes to the basket. And Mark Davis waves it off. Foul is on Brown. DeLon Wright hit the deck. Wright got ball, and then the left hand of Brown got DeLon Wright. And Joe Mazzulla unhappy with that call. He is going to light the lamp here. So the Celtics will challenge this foul called on Jaylen Brown. We'll take a timeout, give you the result. 4:26 left in the first quarter here in Game 5. Foul called on Jaylen Brown. The challenge was unsuccessful. That elbow clipping the chin of DeLon Wright. Wright did go to the locker room. And unsuccessful challenge. Now a bit of housekeeping here, Stan. Once we went to commercial break, Tyler Hero fired the ball at Peyton Pritchard and got a technical. That's why. That's the maybe fired's too strong.
I was just going to say,
off his back.
That's about the way I used to fire the baseball, Brian.
Now that wasn't slow motion, but that's why Tatum
Field. Halliburton underneath somehow dropping a dime to Siakam. Well, here in Indianapolis, temper's starting to flare. Keep your eye on Lillard and Halliburton. Lillard's going to flail at it a couple of times. Halliburton didn't appreciate that Portis gets involved.
And really, no issue with Halliburton and Dame there. That happens all the time. But if you're Bobby Portis, you got to be careful. You got ejected last time you played here. Things aren't going great. You see James Johnson runs out. He and Portis end up both receiving a technical foul. And if you're the Bucks, the Doc Rivers, you've got to corral Portis. He is going to be too valuable here in the second half. You can ill afford to lose him.
So James Johnson, who you just saw hit with a tech on that Indiana bench, as was Bobby Portis at the today's point up.
Working his way in, plies his way for two. Pretty play, a 9-1 run Minnesota.
Oh, come on, man. No way. Come on, man.
No, Courtney. No, Courtney. I'm sorry. Man, we're in the second round of the playoffs. Emotions are always going to be high. Here's the move by Anthony Edwards. Man, you got to, that's just a look. Come on. That's a bad technical.
That's awful. You can't celebrate somebody for being a dog, then we call a technical on a stare down. Like,
man, come on, man. What does this game come to? Didn't say a word.
But to Edwards' point,
oh, man,
he is so patient, to be so explosive, to be the athlete he is. He is so fundamentally sound as well. Right now, he's starting to impose his will on this game.
Right there to the feed. As they get a holiday to Jokic. Timeout, first one taken by the Timberwolves as Jokic comes up with it. He's got 14. 28. Let's take a look at our FanDuel Live point spread for tonight's game here in Denver. The defense of Minnesota, you can just start slicing this so many different ways. 6 Wolves have a steal. 6 Wolves have a block. And during that timeout, Aaron Gordon was discussing in a fairly animated way something with one of our officials, and they just gave him a tech, and that's why Conley stands at the line now.
Very diplomatic there. How you explain that? Just a simple discussion.
Gafford there defensively on Giddey. This is Jones defending Gilgeous-Alexander. Rises up and draws the foul. 2 more free throws for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
An elite level, a high level in the second half. And with Luka struggling a bit, expect Kyrie Irving to pick up the load.
Foul on Dallas. We're looking to play for a potential hostile act.
So that's the 3rd foul on Derek Jones. And it's the kick from Gilgeous-Alexander. And he got Jones after the foul was called.
So Jones was hunched over, drew the attention of the officials, who will now take a look themselves.
And I don't think that was a hostile act. Obviously, didn't go well there for Jones, but Jones tried to close the space as Gilgeous-Alexander did a little step back. Who knows if you can tell.
I mean, I think I'm with you. I don't think it's a hostile act, but it's a hostile result if you're Jones.
Ruling on the floor, foul on Dallas on the shot. Technical foul against Oklahoma City for unnecessary contact with the leg.
There you go.
After the shot, Dallas would shoot one shot, and then Oklahoma would shoot 2 free throws.
Doesn't take the pain away, but maybe it quells the sting just a tad.
Maybe just a tad, but, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think you got to, you know, during my 19 years, I never had a disagreement with Tony Brothers at all.
Really? You're being very facetious, I feel.
That was good. What an answer. Wow. What an answer. But can they stop? Can they stop anyone, Coach?
That's why I'd get McConnell back in the game. He was the one guy giving Brunson some trouble.
Knicks lead by 6. And we got a whistle and a double dribble.
Double dribble.
And it's going to be a Knicks turnover. Josh Tibbin came in for the call. Now he and J.B. DeRosa come together. Let's see.
Where? I don't see it.
The other hand touched the ball. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Mark Davis comes in to have his say.
Can they take a look at it?
They
took it away.
Yeah. But now what do you have on the clock?
Rick Carlisle is incensed.
Well, how's it inadvertent? I heard it.
Yeah, it wasn't inadvertent.
I heard the whistle and the call.
That sounds better than I blew the call.
Right. And the signal. He signaled double dribble.
But it does look like he didn't double dribble.
Knicks don't have much time to get this ball over.
No. As soon as it's Brunson. 5 to shoot. Brunson drives. Brunson scores. Trying to put the lights out on the Indiana Pacers.
And, Coach, to your point, T.J. McConnell not on the floor here because Jalen Brunson, again, missed the whole second quarter with that foot injury. But put the dagger in the quarter.
Reggie, you got to get McConnell back in. He's the only guy who has given Brunson any trouble in this series.
Carlisle got a tech. That's why Brunson was at the line right there. Got a tech while we were in a break.
And BA, to your point,
he was looking for a foul. And here comes Brunson. Brunson is fouled. They rise to their feet at Madison Square Garden with 33 seconds left.
Well, Reggie, all we keep hearing about with the Knicks is they play their guys too many minutes. They got to give these guys rest. Hart's on his 4th game of the playoffs playing every minute. Brunson's played every minute of the second half. And yet, they're the ones that make all the energy and effort plays in the 4th quarter.
And Carlisle ejected.
Yeah, he just got thrown out, Rick Carlisle. And again, the Knicks doing this with the injury in this game to OG as well. And then going forward, his availability for game 3.
That could be massive.
After losing Mitchell Robinson in game 1, Brunson adds to his second half total. 24 points in the second half for Brunson. This is what got Rick Carlisle tossed out, clapping in the face of Mark Davis. And then that second tee, and he's gone.
But to me, Coach, this goes back to the start of
making the high percentage 3 ball from the corners.
Good defense by Jones on the Gilgeous-Alexander drive. They get Jones for the foul. Now a technical foul is called here. Scott Foster and Ed Malloy having a conversation. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is acting if he's guilty, but again, the officials have not shown us exactly what happened. They're calling a personal foul on Jones. Let's see who the technical foul's on. Technical foul is going to be on the Thunder.
See, they wanted that call.
On Gilgeous-Alexander. So we got the technical after the defensive foul was called on Derek Jones. Second technical against OKC. The first was on Giddey, and Irving shot that one. He'll shoot this one as well.
This game has been very physical from the opening tap. And it's excellent defense by both teams. Once you start to penetrate in the top of the circle down game, there's been
the
contact.
First half to the second, primarily a facilitator in the first half, now taking advantage of all these scoring opportunities.
Reed lost the handle on it. Brown comes up with it. And we're going to have a technical foul, it looks like, against the Timberwolves. It's going to go against Naz Reid, the sixth man of the year. Thought he got hit there on the drive.
I think he had reason to complain on that. It looked like his arm got grabbed on that drive. Has a little bit too much.
The heart of a champion.
You got to give him a lot of credit for answering the bell the way that he did tonight, based on the way that he played offensively. A lot of attention, obviously, on the frustration he exhibited in those two games. And to come out and really, I thought he set the tone for the entire team with his ability to have success early in the game, gave them confidence.
And one of the Timberwolves players slow to get up, Alexander Walker, slow to get up on the sidelines. He has been a pivotal part of their bench rotation, giving them offense and intransigence on defense. Got hit by Joker on that screen. Well, an interesting moment transpiring before we went to commercial break. Nickeil Alexander-Walker was injured on a Jokic screen right there. There was no whistle on the play. On that contact, Walker stayed down, and then Kyle Anderson, with an impassioned plea to Tony Brothers, earned himself a couple of technical fouls, ending his night. Alexander Walker also going into the Minnesota locker room. So apparently he might be done as well. Anderson is still on the bench. But Tony Brothers, you saw it appeared to as if he motioned that his night was over.
He rapid fire hit consecutive technicals and then motioned to get off the floor and get out of here. I thought he was talking to Kyle Anderson also, but clearly he wasn't. Yeah. Kyle Anderson still sitting on the bench, so must have been two texts for Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Yeah.
Tonight, and again Tuesday night, Pacers are flying to New York tomorrow. Tony Brothers just told Smith and Diakite, no, we're not starting that now.
He's at the point in his career where he's not taking anything. Right there.
So a technical foul call. I believe it's on Diakite. Tangled up with Jalen Smith.
Have to expect Cleveland to just try to muddy this game up as best they can. Tatum knifes his way into the paint. Little bit of a late whistle is going to put Tatum at the free throw line. There did appear to be some contact, and he's going to shoot. It's on Darius Garland, Greg. That's his second.
Wow, they just gave Strus a tech there.
So a couple of big calls. Garland, his second, and then the tech. Mark Davis getting an earful by those Cavalier players in front of the Celtics bench. So 3 free throws for Tatum, 1 on the tech, and then the 2 on the common foul. So this was the foul initially on Garland.
Yeah, I didn't see a ton there. But ultimately, and this is the reality when it comes to
Possession by
officiating.
Thrones, exactly what we're talking about. Boy, Tatum got Okoro. It's a 2-on-2 push. Tatum taking contact and finishes at the cup.
That was an impressive finish by Jason
And
Tatum.
Tatum's going to hit with a technical.
Yeah, he's been riding the officials. They're not happy. And there's a lot of contact on that drive. There's no question about it. But in the postseason, oftentimes you're not going to get that call.
Derek White trying to get him composed as Tatum was still jawing in the direction of official Tyler Ford. Greg, he's got to be careful here. 52.9 seconds, so Garland to the free throw line. And again, all things considered, no Donovan Mitchell. This is a one-possession game in the final minute of the first half.
Yeah, he wants the contact there. There was a little bit, but from what we've been seeing in this postseason, not surprised that they don't make that call in that situation.
It's a three-point game here in the fourth. Shake, bake, dish, slam, lively, plus the foul. Kenrich Williams and Derek Lively get into it. Chance at a three-point play. Doncic talking trash with Cason Wallace. And Curtis Blair gets in between.
A lot of guys out there selling wolf tickets, but a great, well, we saw in the previous possession, the two towers falling down, and then Holmgren able to knock down that trailer three. Didn't see Lively coming. And then here, just a great pass. Holmgren comes over to help, finds Lively, and Williams tries to wrap him up, knowing Lively's not a great three-point shooter. And guys, as I said, selling wolf tickets, the passion, the excitement, both teams wanting it desperately.
Saw that from P.J. Washington in the first round against the Los Angeles Clippers. Dallas won that series in 6. So the Holmgren jump shot, his toe was on the line. The three turns into a 2. In addition, we had double technicals called on Washington and Kenrich Williams. They played Hack-a-Lively.
DiVincenzo can fly, and he can jump. And he gets walloped by Jackson. And now Hartenstein coming in on Jackson. And Alec Burks put his hand on Jackson's neck. Let's see how this is going to be adjudicated. As Scott Foster comes in, splits everybody up.
We got the assistant coaches out there. Jenny Busek, the most physical of the assistant coaches, stepping right in and trying to get Isaiah Jackson out of harm's way. Clearly an illegal screen.
That was a shot from Jackson. So the three officials want to come together. Now watch this. Burks comes in. And he kind of puts his hand on Jackson.
Yeah, that's going to be a technical foul for sure on Burks. Probably on Jackson also, though.
We have a double trigger on the play. We'll check the foul to see if it meets the criteria for a flagrant foul, as well as the altercation that ensued afterward without dissolving.
All right, so Scott Foster kind of going through how he is going to rule on this, and let's hear from him.
After review, the foul's been deemed common. During the altercation, the technical foul will be assessed against Jackson, and 2 technical fouls will be assessed against the Knicks, Hartenstein and Burke, for contact to the face during the altercation. We'll play off from there.
So that, and you could see it got Foster's attention there when Alec Burks came in and put his hand on Isaiah Jackson. That was right in front of us, and he acknowledged that right away. So 3 technicals assessed. Common foul on the initial screen, and now these 3 individuals right here.
You know what? I think they got it right. I'm not so sure Jackson deserved a technical after the play, but he was jawing. They got him all, and so now Neesmith will shoot the wall.
An amazing follow. And now they go at it, Turner and DiVincenzo. Officials separate the combatants.
Well, you know what's interesting here, though? The second time it started, and the assistant coach for the Pacers, who sprints onto the floor both times to get in the middle of it, is Jenny Busek.
She's the first one out. Wow, what a follow for DiVincenzo, the highlight of the night. And then on the screen, DiVincenzo gave him a little elbow. Turner let him hear about it.
Following the foul by DiVincenzo, there was no altercation that did not easily dissolve. We'll go to replay for that.
I like the way Scott put that. The altercation did not easily dissolve.
Good words. I mean, the screen from Turner, and then this is the one that might come in question. The elbow to the gut, and that's what got Turner fired up.
What has not easily dissolved tonight is the New York Knicks' energy and effort. They have played much harder tonight.
See what's coming out of the officials. Plays like that, the officials here on the floor will make the determination on where they go with it.
After review, the foul by DiVincenzo has been deemed a common foul. Following the altercation, a double technical foul will be assessed to Turner and DiVincenzo, and we'll play from there.
So 5 technicals, and 3 of them coming on that first altercation. And now this one on the second one. Second altercation here.
Kyle Anderson. It's Gobert. Mismatch on Holiday. Shoves, leans, and slams.
Well, did he get away with one?
Right now, Minnesota making a concentrated effort to go inside.
Technical foul on Coach Malone there. He felt that Rudy Gobert. He led with that shoulder and elbow. Look at this right here. Look at his right elbow right here. Right to the midsection of Holiday. No call. And Michael Malone onto the court quickly here as Ant-Man makes the technical foul here.
And Coach Malone is fired up, but he's also planting the seeds in the officials' mind to look for that, because Minnesota is going to go inside now that Denver Nuggets are smaller.
So Karl Anthony Towns has gone back to the locker room. No Conley, and out there for the Timberwolves, Alexander Walker and Gobert, Edwards and Anderson. Naz Reid on the floor. The champion Nuggets
Cavs are out of fouls. Garland trying to check Tatum. 4 to shoot. Tatum looking for some daylight, and he buries it. And Tatum is going to be hit with a technical. I'm not sure if this was a taunt or in the direction of the official, but Tony Brothers immediately signaling for the tech.
Well, I think he was upset that he didn't get a call on the three-point attempt. And Tony Brothers was right there on top of that.
So that'll cut it to 6. As Tatum quickly tries to get himself composed. He has scored the last 7 points for the Celtics. And it was in the direction of Brothers. Well, we don't know Tony to have a very long fuse.
Well, yeah.
You saw that the kind of the flail of the arm towards him.
Yeah, that's one of those.
Inbounds DiVincenzo. Fires a corner 3. Got it! Dante DiVincenzo. Boy, the Knicks needed that. 1.2 remaining. McConnell. And the whistle. The whistle blew. A technical foul's been called. It's on Nembhard. Nembhard called for a technical foul before the buzzer sounded. Zach Zarba, the crew chief. So the Knicks will shoot 1. And they'll put time back on the clock, although it's probably just tenths of a second. It was down there in the lower right corner. It didn't look like much. Are they going to say that's it? Yep. So that's how it will end. And he'll shoot the technical free throw before the third quarter.
Season. But it's the boxes and elbows. Look, they want to not let Shea get to the free throw line right there, but they also do not want him to shoot threes. They want him to see a ton of bodies, force him to beat them from 2. They're not going to allow OKC to just hit threes They want them to run them off the line and get the shot. And this is what we're talking about here. Watch. There's a big away from the basket. And so if you attack, you pretty much have that open lane. So, yes, Luka might have had a legit argument for a foul there.
And a technical foul on Luka Doncic. So much for not getting upset with the officials, which he said was a key to his performance in Game 5. He gets teed up here early in Game 6.
Mavs bringing in a little of a huddle right now. They want to talk about their composure.
He thought he was fouled by Gilgeous-Alexander, and Mitchell Irvin told him to stop. He continued to be engaged in discussion and got teed up.
DiVincenzo drives, stripped but fouled. Halliburton right away does that sign, wants him to challenge it. Rick Carlisle will look behind his bench. It's become one of the most important jobs on the team. The coaching short a replay, and he's going to call timeout. DiVincenzo and Siakam having words. Now Siakam and Hartenstein. James Johnson has come off the bench. So has a couple of players. Now a timeout, if the timeout was called, that's different. The players wandering all the way off the bench. The officials trying to get everybody back to where they need to go. Rick Carlisle did signal the timeout as he wanted a challenge. That was just as DiVincenzo and Siakam were talking. DiVincenzo saying, I'm shooting free throws, bud. And then Hartenstein comes in to try and help out his teammate. And this is your typical Game 7 healthy competitive disdain that develops during the course of a series.
Indiana has called a timeout to challenge a foul assessed Halliburton.
So the timeout was called. If the timeout had not been called and players are wandering off the bench, that's trouble in terms of suspensions. James Johnson still talking to Jimmy Capers. So already a little controversy. DiVincenzo got fouled on that shot, but it looks close. Successful challenge you see here as the ball touched first by Halliburton and then the contact. So that's a legal play defensively. And then these two got after it and got called for a double technical. So no foul on Halliburton and Pacer ball.
And that was just some gamesmanship there from Siakam.
He's three-pointer in and out. And Shepard the offensive rebound. Nembhard goes right at White. Shot is up and good.
How about that deceleration? And this guy competitively on the offensive end of the floor.
He's got 16 now. And over-aggressive on his defense. Nembhard will pick up his third.
JJ, you've talked about this a lot. Guys are now putting this in their repertoire. The ability to decelerate, just to get that defender off a beat. Hard stop, get to your motion. Recovery a little late. Such an effective basketball move.
Scott Foster talking to two of the players. I don't know if they're going to give a double technical here. Sam Hauser upset. And Celtics security man is out on the floor. Jackson upset. A lot of talking after that whistle. So, you know, Jackson and Hauser double technicals. Well, they cancel each other out. No free throws off that. They're just one away from automatic if they got another. Jalen Smith is going to come in. Isaiah Jackson sits. He's still talking. He's upset with something with Hauser, clearly.
So this is on the previous play. And if you had told me, Mike, that coming into this game that we have a double technical on Sam Hauser and Isaiah Jackson, I would have told you this is crazy.
Have really struggled from that three-point line coming in to Game 3 tonight.
Dallas is at 7-3. There's an offensive foul. It's on Kyle Anderson of Minnesota.
Kyle Anderson wants a flop. And Tony Brothers just teed him up.
I don't like
That's ridiculous.
I don't like it.
No, that's ridiculous.
I do not like it because Kyle Anderson
and he's walking
away and talking to his bench. He's talking to his bench.
Walks away, yes.
He's actually telling the officials he might want to challenge us on the flop rule.
Yeah, that's...
With the technical, Irving.
Jeffrey to Siakam. Offensive foul on Turner. That's going to be his second. And then a push, Brown and Turner. Derek White threw the offensive foul. Turner still yelling at Brown. Give it this 2-point game.
The call was easy, obviously. That's just a dislodge of a defensive player. Jaylen Brown didn't like the intensity, and there's the response.
Double technicals from Pat Frere. You saw that right away. So clearly an offensive foul.
Dissolve the plays under review.
Shouldn't be anything more than that. Double technical, move on.
Right. I don't think this should be a short review. I mean, the call will stand. Jaylen Brown gets the technical for jumping in there.
You realize that. Ruling of offensive foul on Turner stands. There are also double technicals. One on Miles Turner and one on Jaylen Brown. Double technical fouls.
All right, the double technicals offset, so no free throws. But again, you get a second technical foul, that's automatic ejection. So White, 2 excellent defensive plays, had the steal in the bucket, and then comes back and draws the charge.
Points in the first quarter. He's got 3 since then.
Luka Doncic hard to the rack. It's been simmering all series long.
Anthony Edwards stands calmly in the middle of all the Maverick players.
Again, I'm just wondering what took so long. I mean, you're in the conference finals, a chance to move on to the NBA finals. I don't think Minnesota ever found their disdain for Dallas in this series. They had disdain for Phoenix in the first round. They had disdain for the world champs Denver Nuggets. They've been kind of nice in terms of what they would say about Dallas.
Play was stopped for a technical foul. That gives us the opportunity to go back and see if there was a hostile act during the play.
I don't think there's a hostile act. But
there's nothing there.
But there was. What started it was the shot by Rudy Gobert.
The play was stopped for an altercation. A technical foul during that altercation was called on Jones. During live play, during our hostile act, we saw contact by Gobert that can only be penalized as a technical foul at this point. So it's a double technical foul, and it'll be a baseline throw-in.
Yay.
Well, that took a long time for much ado about nothing.
In 2004, then before they have to go back to the 50s, and a bunch of guys there. Here's Towns, makes a move.
And number 5 now. I was just getting ready to say, Chris Finch, Micah Norton rolling the dice here. I believe there might be a technical too, a technical foul on Chris Finch. They were rolling the dice, leaving Towns in with those 4 fouls, Coach. Now he picks up his 5th with 5 minutes left here in the 3rd.
Well, what's frustrating with Towns' foul trouble is the undisciplined fouls. You know you've got 4. You can't do this. He had the over the back,
The foul at half court.
The foul at half court. He's just...
It's criteria for a flagrant foul.
Not good job. Now they're going to check and see if it's a flagrant on top of it being a technical.
Think about that. Of your 5 fouls, 3 of them were so silly No, I don't think that's a flagrant one. But again, who knows when there's a shot to the face?
Well, listen, last night, if that was not a flagrant against T.J. McConnell, then this cannot be a flagrant. If we're going to take intent into it, Zach Zarba wouldn't call a flagrant on this. We know that from last night. Now, whether Scott Foster or Ed Malloy will, we'll find out here momentarily. Again, all of our viewers excited to see them at the monitor over there.
So is what you're telling me, did you just throw Zach Zarba under the bus right there?
I mean, I'm with you. All I'm basically saying is I can't figure out.
I don't know.
What is
I don't know, Coach.
Or not.
I would assume that whenever there is contact above the shoulders to the face, this season, they have been consistent during the regular season. Normally, it was a flagrant one. When I saw the play last night, I was like, oh, that's a flagrant one. That's easy.
Well, I thought it could have been when Peyton Pritchard got kicked in the face also.
Yes.
After review, the foul's been deemed common. It doesn't rise to the level of a flagrant foul.
Okay. But it's still a technical foul on Chris Finch.
Yes.
Yes.
And Finch, again, on the court, not behind the bench.
And still jawing at the officials. Very upset right now.
Edwards, the crossover, the screen. And quickly hedged on top, doubled. Gobert knocked away Jones. Michael, there's a little shove. Jones just knocked it away with a nice defensive play for Dallas.
Going to be a technical on Derrick Jones Jr.
I think they're going to get lively too, and I think it's a technical on Gobert. I think one is on Gobert and one is going to be on Lively.
T on Gobert. And a double technical.
It's either Lively or Derrick Jones.
And it goes on Jones.
Yeah.
Yep, right there.
He pushed it, no question.
Double T, 6-point Dallas lead right now. We're going to step aside and 7:03 to go in the first quarter here in Game 5 on TNT.